Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sieee Johnson and today I'm bringing you guys another veganess video. Today we're making a vegan turkey out of cabbage. We're making a vegan turkey out of cabbage. Obviously it's not a real turkey. Obviously it's vegan. Obviously there's no meat involved. So clearly, but this cabbage turkey, I saw this video from Sweet Potato Soul. Everybody has sweet in front of their name. Sweet Greens Vegan from the mac and cheese. If you guys haven't seen that mac and cheese, it pairs perfectly with this turkey. So definitely check out my last video about vegan mac and cheese, how I made vegan mac and cheese. It is so amazing. The recipe is by Sweet Greens Vegan and I give you all the details and all the reviews in that video. So definitely go check it out. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made a vegan turkey out of a cabbage, inspired by Sweet Potato Soul. You know, you all know I love Sweet Potato Soul. I did a couple of videos on hers about how to make collard greens and how to make vegan fried chicken. If you guys haven't seen that, the link is, I think the link is here. If you guys haven't seen that, the link is here. I can't remember which side it is. Dang it. But if you guys haven't seen that, I think it's this side. Boo, boo, boo. Bing, bing, bing. If you guys haven't seen that, the link is here. And oh my gosh, you guys, if you got your collard greens, you got your mac and cheese, now you just need your turkey and dressing. In this video, I did try to make dressing, but it was a complete fail. Last year, I made dressing too dry, and this year it was too wet. So I'll come back with that one. But in this video, we're making a vegan turkey out of cabbage with some roasted vegetables. And this video is, like I said, this video is inspired by Sweet Potato Soul. And I'm just so excited because it turned out so good, super juicy, super tender. So let's just get into it because I want you guys to see that this is actually, you know, a good replacement for a turkey, especially if you don't want to use any like soy products, if you don't want to have a tofurkey. I thought about having a tofurkey kind of turkey thing that you can get from like the store or a freezer out. I think it's in the freezer. I don't know where it is actually. It's you know, one of those processed kind of like turkey replacement options, but I didn't really like, when I looked it up, all of them have like something in the middle of it, like rice or some kind of dressing that isn't necessarily how I like my dressing. So I was like, and I don't want that in my turkey. And then I didn't really want that as my turkey because I always liked juiciness of the turkey. So I never really liked the white meat of the turkey, and that reminded me of the white meat of the turkey. I haven't tried any of them, so I am completely biased. Like I have no idea what they're like, but that wasn't exactly what I was wanting for my holiday turkey. So I was looking for other options that could, you know, kind of give me the feel that didn't really have soy involved. So girl, Sweet Potato Soul, y'all, I know it looks a little weird, but it's actually quite delicious and seasoned, and it's delicious. If you guys love vegetables, you're gonna love this. Clearly I do. I'm vegan and I've always loved vegetables since I was a kid. So but yeah, this video has no meat in it, so if you guys are gonna be like, this is not a turkey, then you can click off of the video because clearly I say it's made out of a cabbage, so there is no meat. But it is a vegan turkey replacement for an actual turkey. It gives you the same kind of flavors, it gives you the same kind of juiciness, and it's way healthier. Okay, let's just get into the video. I get a few comments on my chicken video. I'm like, can y'all calm down? I clearly said it was cauliflower. Clearly. Calm down. It's okay. I can eat cauliflower if I want to. I can eat cabbage if I want to. And if you guys want to try this out, you're not crazy. You can make it. It's quite delicious. So let's get into how I made this vegan turkey. It is so good, and it wasn't that hard to make, and it's really good. Let's go. Let's get into it. So here is basically our naked turkey, and I know this is not a real turkey. Clearly this is called a vegan turkey video, and this is a great substitute for soy products. So it actually turns out pretty good. So just give it a chance. So we're gonna cut our cabbage turkey in half, and we're gonna kind of treat it, give it a little bit of a turkey treatment. So we're gonna be using some vegan butter and some seasonings. If you want the recipe, like I was saying below, click the link down below to Sweet Potato Soul's recipe. She did this thing, and we're gonna mix these seasonings up in the butter so we can make our little spread, our seasoning spread. And now we're ready to get these cabbage turkeys together. So first, we are going to just take the first layer of cabbage and peel it back, but don't completely remove it. If it comes off, that's okay. You want to keep those pieces so you can have the crispy pieces of your cabbage turkey skin-esque kind of filling and flavor. So we're gonna rub the inside of that with the seasoning spread. And also Sweet Potato Soul's trick was to add the seasonings under, because otherwise if you cook the turkey, the cabbage as a whole, then it's going to not have that much flavor on the inside. So this was definitely a good trick. So we're gonna do that on both insides and under the first layer, and as well on the top of both as well. Then it's time to go ahead and pop this turkey in the oven, and there are several instructions that Sweet Potato Soul has in her recipe that's linked down below about how to cook it, because you're going to pop it in the oven at one temperature for about 30 minutes, and then you're going to change the temperature and continue cooking it. So it's a little bit of a process, but it doesn't take too long. It takes total about 3 hours, but it really helps, and it really helps get the crispiness. So I would definitely instruct you to follow those if you're gonna do that. And while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get the roasted veggies together. For the squash, I'm using an acorn squash, and you're gonna cut that down the middle and remove this part. So when you're cutting this, if you're getting acorn squash, I found that this squash was very, very difficult to cut into. It was super hard. I'm sure there's a way to soften it, like maybe you can pop it in the microwave for a few seconds or something, but just be careful when you're cutting new vegetables, because you never know how they're gonna do. So we're just gonna throw those in a bowl, and we're going to go ahead and start throwing the rest of our prepared veggies in a pan. So we're gonna be using some minced garlic and minced dill. Oh my gosh, guys, if you guys have not used dill, give it a chance, it pops it off. We're gonna be using acorn squash. I'm using an onion, I added that to the recipe, and it also calls for a sweet potato, red potatoes, and as well 2 large carrots. So we're just gonna mix it all in the pan, and we're also gonna use some olive oil to mix it all together. I'm gonna be using a much larger pan, but at least you've already seen the ingredients. But since it's so many and we're gonna be roasting, I wanted to use a larger pan so that everything can roast and not just like steam on top of each other. So I'm just tossing in all the different vegetables that we're gonna roast. And like I said, you can add whatever veggies you want. I added onions to this, or whatever other veggies you think you would like in this mix. You don't have to keep these because like I use acorn squash instead of the squash that you use. And you can also use some other things if you want as well. So we're just gonna mix it all in, make sure it's all mixed together so you'll have a nice mixture of the veggies. Add in the garlic and dill. And also we're going to be adding in some seasonings. And you just want to be sure to give that a good actual stir so that the seasonings are evenly distributed all over all of the veggies. Then we're just going to be adding some olive oil or any oil of your liking. You can use grapeseed oil if you're more on the alkaline side, and you can use that to roast these veggies in, but just give it a little something of juice so that it can just roast together nicely. Then we're going to mix that as well, and then it's ready to pop in the oven. That's it, and this is ready to roast. It's also going to roast for 35 minutes at 400 degrees. And if it can't fit in this oven with your cabbage while it's roasting, then you can just wait till the end and do that after. So that's what I'm going to have to do because this pan is huge. Let's see, it fits perfectly, and I feel confident about all of this roasting well, because when you're roasting, you don't really want too many layers of things. You want things to pretty much be at the bottom or not far from it so that it can roast. Like if a couple of things are on top of each other, that's okay, but it would have literally been filling up the whole other pan if it was, because the other pan's like half of this. All right, so here's the epic fail of my dressing. I was trying to give you guys a 3-in-1, but as you can see, this dressing goes wrong quite quickly with this vegetable broth. So I have my Jiffy cornbread, you know, the vegetarian one that actually doesn't have lard, and you know, we're adding our vegetable broth, but we probably should have stopped at about 2 cups, maybe 2.5. I mean maybe 1.5 cups, because right about there it's looking good. So just know when you're making stuff and trying out different things, you know, just kind of test it out. I should have been stirring this up as I've been pouring so I could see the consistency because for dressing, it doesn't really need to be too much looser than it needs to be when you're putting it in the oven. Like it pretty much is going to keep the same wetness when you cook it. Maybe just put a little extra in there so it's not dry and it doesn't dry out, but it's pretty much going to keep that same wetness, and especially if you're overdoing it like I did, you know. So now I'm just roasting up some onions and celery to put in our beautiful, delicious, it did come out good, our delicious dressing came out tasting good. So that part counts. So, you know, sometimes it might be a fail, but as long as the flavor is there, you know, we're good. So we're gonna roast these veggies, and I added a little pepper, a little bit of the seasoning that we're gonna be adding to the rest of the dressing, because I like to cook in the seasonings, you know, I like to cook it in. So you're just gonna cook it till everything's a little bit translucent, like the onions are translucent, and we're going to add that to our watery dressing. Our too much liquid dressing. But you know, you guys, if you can do this right, which hopefully I'll be able to do this soon correctly, I'm gonna try it again, but yes, just add it to the dressing mix that on up. So I have pepper, salt, Cajun seasoning. If you can, try to get you guys some fresh herbs because it's definitely going to take it to the next level. The sage was off the chain. Oh, the flavor was so good, y'all. It was very good. So now I'm just adding this to a buttered pan just as well, just like how I did the mac and cheese. If you haven't seen the mac and cheese video, definitely check that out because it goes great with this turkey and dressing and roasted veggies. But we're just gonna add this and cook it in the oven. So now we're done. So let's get into the turkey. So we've already bit into it, but it is nice and like, I didn't bring a fork, but it's nice and like tender, and it's very, 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 very good and nicely seasoned. And then like when you cut it, you get like, you dip it into this juice down in here. It's really good, so good. And yeah, this is the bigger side, so I feel like this might be more like white meat because it's a little bit bigger, and this one's the dark meat, nice and juicy because it's smaller. And here are the roasted vegetables. So they came out really, really good, and it is so good. The potatoes are so good. The acorn squash is interesting, but I do like it. It has like a sweetness. It's kind of like butternut squash. And the carrots and the sweet potatoes is all really, really good. It's very good. As you can tell, I've been nibbling on that one too. But yes, it's amazing. I ate quite a bit of this, but yeah. I've just been nibbling on this as I cook. So good. And it's going to be so good with the turkey. So here's how the dressing came out. I kind of snuck in this corner, and it's still, it was way too runny. So last year I made the dressing way too dry, and this year I made it way too runny. Still trying to get this recipe together, so yeah, we'll just put this on the side. But it tastes really good though. Just way too much vegetable broth. So, you saw that, right? Now, it looks crazy, but it tastes so good. It's so juicy. I'm really excited about this, and it's really good. I hope you guys make it. I will leave the link to the recipe down below as always. It's by Sweet Potato Soul. I'm gonna let her have the shine because, girl, and those roasted vegetables, I actually used acorn squash instead of the other squash that she used because I couldn't find that in my store. And I went to an Asian market. That's really where I get a lot of my vegetables, and you can get them for a really good price there, and they have a lot more different vegetables than normal stores. So I would definitely recommend that. If you guys are thinking or feeling like it's expensive to get vegetables, go somewhere where you can get them at bulk and get them at a lower price. So I go to like an Asian market. Mine is called Nam Dae Moon, and that's where I go to get my veggies. They have a huge produce section. It is huge, and they had so many different types of vegetables that I had never seen before, like in my regular store. So I would definitely recommend that. That's a little vegan tip, and you can get the veggies for the low. So that's definitely a tip. And I used acorn squash. It was my first time using it, but it was actually really good. It's sweet, but on like the second day after the veggies, after I cooked them, and the second day that I ate leftovers, they like marinated a bit more with all the other veggies and all the other seasonings that I put on it, and it was really good. It's so good. Oh, so I would definitely recommend making the turkey and making those roasted vegetables and making your own dressing that's not too runny or too dry, but the dressing is good with it. I always love turkey and dressing. And the cranberry sauce that I actually put on top of it for the picture is from Shakayla Sweet Greens Vegan's e-holiday book. e-holiday book, however you say that, but it's actually in that book, the same book where the mac and cheese recipe is. So if you're already getting that, then I told you guys there's so many other recipes in there, and I used that cranberry sauce. I never made like actual real cranberry sauce, so it was really good and like fresh, and it looked super nice, and it was just good all together. So I highly recommend that as well. I will leave a link down below for that as well, but you can also check out my review on the mac and cheese like I was saying earlier, because it's really good. I really got it. If you're gonna make the turkey, you gotta make the mac and cheese, you gotta make the greens, like you you gotta piece them together. You gotta just piece it together, you know what I mean? So definitely do that, and just thank you guys so much for watching this video and watching this series. If you want to see more videos from the series, click the link right here, and I will actually I will post the whole playlist so you guys can go from start to finish in this Veganmas series. We're gonna have one more recipe video coming up for you guys next Tuesday. So that's actually a video kind of like Santa Claus inspired. We're going to be making cookies. Just a little sneak peek. Just my cookie recipe, my famous cookie recipe. I made these cookies on my last day of work, and people were like, Sierra, those were the best cookies I had. And I was like, are y'all serious? But multiple people kept coming and saying, no, these are the best cookies I ever had. Like, what is that? Like, what did you do? And I was like, they're vegan cookies. Vegan? Oh my god, that's the best cookie. I was like, are y'all boosting me? Or like, was it good? Like, I know it's good, but like, was it that good? So I'm going to be sharing with you guys the recipe for that next Tuesday. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I upload, which is Tuesdays and Fridays. So you'll be the first to know when I upload these videos. And I've just been having so much fun with this Veganmas series. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. And if you're just new to the game, go ahead and check out all the other videos. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys like turkey? Like, do you like, leave a comment down below. Do you like turkey, or do you like, would you rather like a turkey meal, like a turkey replacement from the store? Would you rather do something like this for turkey, or a turkey replacement from the store? Comment down below. I want to know, because clearly I would want to do the cabbage, but I haven't tried the other one. So should I try the other one, or should I stick with the cabbage? Like, I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, like this video, share it with your beautiful friends, share it with someone that's looking for a kind of replacement like this. And like I said, I'll see you guys next Tuesday for the cookie video, my famous cookie video, famous cookies. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday for that. Bye.